Russians are chugging our secrets like they were made of vodka, and the Loop is going to reveal how they did it and how they got nailed. Beautiful Russian spies using high-tech gadgets to infiltrate our country? Yeah, sounds like the plot to the latest Angelina Jolie thriller. But recently, it became a whole lot more real for the old US of A. Last week, the Justice Department filed charges against 11 alleged sleeper agents who have spent decades trying to get close to high-ranking officials. While international espionage is nothing new, what stands out is the technology used in their efforts. We're talking about data encoded in pictures on public websites, ad hoc Wi-Fi networks set up to communicate with other Russian agents, and radiograms used to arrange meetings and cash drops. How did these alleged spies use the technology that we all have at our disposal to trade in our nation's secrets? And how did the feds manage to crack the case? It's time to break some cover. It's The Loop. All right, joining me from New York to help us make sense of it all, editor for Wired's Danger Room blog, Noah Shachtman is here. How are you, Noah?
Hey.
Let's break down some of the technology that these alleged spies were using, Noah. The practice of steganography goes back something like 500 years or so, from tattoos on messengers' foreheads, literally, to, weaving Morse code into vests? I mean, people have been hiding data and things for ages.
Yeah, it's been going on actually since the Greeks, but there's a little bit of a new twist here, which is the data, instead of being hidden on people's foreheads, is now being hidden on public images and websites. Stuff that ordinarily, just looks like ordinary stuff you'd see on the web. Pictures of Megan Fox, except there's messages to receive more from Moscow.
There's lots of stuff that I see when I see a Megan Fox photo. You can spot the train wreck. It's not that hidden. But how commonplace is this practice? Because, I mean, these are technologies that have existed for years. Oh, you're looking at an image on the web, turns out there's a map that's hidden on it. Or you're listening to an audio file, turns out there's information in there. How long has that been going on?
It's been going on, like you said, for years. Back in 2001, Al-Qaeda was accused of hiding secret messages in porno sites, but
we all did the best we could to sniff them out. I know. We checked every corner. Now, how are these spies using it, though? Thank you. It's the least I can do. I care about my country. I'm a concerned citizen with a strong right-handed salute.
How are these spies? So you asked how these spies are using it.
Yeah.
I've been told by my secret sources that it's actually part of a hidden plan to get LeBron James to come to the New Jersey Nets. And then the FBI had to step in at the very last minute when to avert this disaster.
I mean, that information would actually be useful. But from everything that I've read, it sounds like there was this large network of spies that were all trading information. Some of it was out in the open on the web. Others were being shared through Wi-Fi hotspots and all this stuff. But do we actually know what was being shared or what was even being discussed?
No, that's kind of the craziest part, is that we found a spy network, but we never found any spying. In fact, these guys weren't charged with spying. They were charged with being unlicensed agents of a foreign government and of laundering money for some unknown purpose. They never really got to the heart of the matter. There's like no there there.
Right. So, Noah, they're hiding information in these images. And how are they actually using Wi-Fi networks to communicate with each other? How was that going down?
Right, so you'd get someone like the fetching Anna Chapman sitting in a coffee shop, and she opens up her laptop, and she dials up a Wi-Fi network that's only good for her computer and one other computer. Sitting in a minivan outside would be her Russian handler, who would have the other laptop that would work on that network, and they would pass messages that way.
This sounds like every shady Russian date I've arranged on the internet so far. What about radiograms? Because I know radiograms are these coded messages sent over amateur radio waves. The Russians were they using radiogram 2.0? Was this some new-fangled technology?
No, this was like no, this was old school, man. This was shortwave radio. This was Morse code sped up and then sent out into the clear. And as one veteran analyst put it, the FBI must have been clapping their hands as soon as they knew what the Russians were doing.
It sounds like a bit like the Raptor testing the electrified fence, though. It almost sounds like, let's use these technologies, no matter how outdated and weird they are, just to see what the feds and what the Americans can pick up on. Is there any of that going down? Or could this just be testing to see what we're paying attention to?
Right, I don't think we know quite yet. And remember also, this ring was set up in the 90s, so, you know, a lot of this is sort of early internet era when this was set up, so maybe there's something to that.
Right, they're still
maybe,
using
you know, the
Friendster to
technology was
communicate
set
with
up
each
then.
other.
Yeah, not even.
Now, the downfall here, it turns out that someone wrote a top secret encrypted password pretty much on a Post-it and said, here you go, and left it next to what, an Enigma machine, and said, here's your answer, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was just basically a 27-character password, and it wrote the whole thing out and said, you know, here's how you get to the steganography program, and here's how you unencrypt my hard drive. So after that, it got pretty easy.
The login is spy. The
seems...
password is password. No one will ever guess this. I love it. Now,
don't tell anyone.
Your article is fascinating on it. I hope everybody hops on over to Wired to read it. At the end of the day, this is some of the best viral marketing I've ever seen. So congratulations, Salt. They absolutely did it. Noah Shackman from Wired, thank you so much for keeping us in the loop.